KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Prime Time, our Tomas Manglotnia goes behind the front line at Guam's only public hospital. Plus, a FEMA team comprised of over 24 medical professionals arrive on island to assist with the infusion center. Daniel Perez has the details. And lawmakers continue to deliberate over the bill that would finance the new hospital complex. Nestor Lecanto has that story coming up.
Good evening, everyone. Guahusi Isaiah Uggan, and thanks for tuning in to Guam's News Leader. Senators continue deliberations today on a measure to pay for what would be the Leon Guerrero administration signature project. The bill to authorize the financing of a $1 billion hospital complex is getting a thorough look over by lawmakers. KUAM's Nestor Lecanto reports.
Governor Leon Guerrero has pledged $300 million in American Rescue Plan money for the proposed new medical campus, dubbed the 21st Century Healthcare Center. Officials have said they will look into as many sources as they can to further finance the project. GITA CEO Melanie Mendiola says they've already engaged a consultant to determine the medical campus needs.
We are also doing some preliminary planning work as far as what it's going to cost based on how much space is currently occupied by the three agencies. There is no design as of yet for the medical campus. And in order to get a design, you need money. And that's why we're here.
Lawmakers aren't disputing the need to replace the long deteriorating Guam Memorial Hospital, but they have plenty of questions about how the administration plans to get there. The bill by Senator Joe San Augustine identifies $35 million a year from earned income tax reimbursements to pay for a build, operate, and transfer type deal.
We would like to utilize the entire $35 million upfront for the purpose of site prep work, in addition to infrastructure work. So we are requesting that we have available access to the entire $35 million in the first year, or as soon as possible.
Then there's the site itself. Eagles Field in Manila was identified as the preferred location, but it's currently owned by the military, which raises concerns with Senator Frank Blas Jr.
My uneasiness here is it's not having not even half a plan of, whether or not we're going to have to build this campus here, or whether we're going to have to build the hospital facility on another place.
Officials say they expect the Navy to sign over the land as early as next month. Further discussion on the bill will continue on Friday. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
From a new hospital to the one we have now. In this new series, KUAM Behind the Frontline, our Tomas Manglotnia goes behind the scenes at Guam Memorial Hospital. He joins us with more in studio. Tomas?
Isaiah, healthcare workers have seen the pandemic from a different point of view, at the front line. In this new series, we take a closer look at the response at the Guam Memorial Hospital. Here's more. It was once known as a COVID hospital. Almost 2 years later, healthcare workers are still holding the line.
We continue to serve this island. We are exhausted. We do everything we can. We stretch every way we can. COVID has taught us that we have absolutely no limits. So we keep pushing for everybody in this community.
KUAM News goes behind the scenes at the Guam Memorial Hospital, where those limits continue to be tested. 9 weeks into the island's third surge, with triple-digit positives daily, and more patients dead on arrival.
We've opened about 7 COVID care units throughout GMH or GMH facilities. We have opened new areas or transformed new areas, and this is a unit where we've mixed COVID and non-COVID patients. It used to be, when we weren't in a surge, it used to be just a cardiac unit.
You can feel the exhaustion, but also the courage. and commitment to save lives.
We're taking care of some of the sickest patients on the island, and we just have to push through.
Sometimes pushing through a breaking point.
Staff here are really tired and burned out. Some are a little unhappy. It's sad to say, but this is where they're at. They're really tired. They're really burned out. They've exhausted a lot of themselves on the second wave, and then we recovered from the second wave, but getting hit again on third wave with far less help than the second wave, it really has took a toll on a lot of the nurses.
These nurses have been here from the start.
Some of our hardest days is we're doing everything that we can to help these patients, and when you're not seeing them get any better, despite all the treatment you're providing, all the proning, all the education, that it's just sad. And unfortunately with this third wave, we're seeing a lot of patients that they don't want help. They want to leave. They want to go home. And we're telling them, you're really sick. This is the only place where you can get your treatment. And even despite all the efforts you do, some of them still, they want to go home.
Today's story just touched the surface of what our frontliners at the Guam Memorial Hospital go through every single day. Isaiah, back to you.
Thanks, Tomas. We look forward to the rest of your in-depth series. And more than 12 U.S. Army Reserve nurses are here to assist with patient care at the Guam Memorial Hospital Authority. The nurses are from bases in Washington, Texas, and Hawaii. According to GMH Public Information Officer May Habib, the nurses went through orientation today.
These DoD nurses are a much welcomed relief. It'll augment our care. It'll help us give somebody a day off or a change, or really have them take their day off, which is huge. We're really excited.
According to a release from the Joint Region Marianas, the multidisciplinary nurses will work alongside GMH nurses and medical staff to support critical patient care in areas such as the ER and ICU. They will assist with COVID and non-COVID patients. They're here as part of a FEMA mission assignment for at least 1 month. The Guam Memorial Hospital confirms the new COVID-19 related fatality on the link this morning. He was a 76-year-old and was in the ICU on a ventilator. He was admitted to GMH on September 16 and was vaccinated. GMH PIO May Habib says he had underlying health conditions. This latest death follows the last night's JIC report of a 59-year-old man who passed away on September 28th. He was unvaccinated with underlying health conditions. A cluster of COVID cases was identified in the village of Hoggett. According to Village Mayor Kevin Susuiko, he had to call public health for help to test an entire block.
About 2 weeks ago, we received a call from one of our constituents who was trying to get some assistance for her family, and she was unable to contact the 311, and unfortunately they didn't have a vehicle to take them to any of the test sites. We did identify that there was a cluster group within this certain area, and the week after, just to be sure, we went back to go and test the rest of the block to see if there was any more positives, and within that block we discovered that there were some other positive cases within that area.
Mayor Susuiko confirmed the family who tested positive has now been cleared by public health. As for the other families, they are still being monitored for symptoms of COVID-19. The University of Guam reports several COVID-19 cases out of its dormitory. Spokesman Jonas Makapelak tells KUAM all students at UOG's dorms were tested and 5 students were positive. All 5 are in isolation and their close contacts are currently quarantining. The dorms have been sanitized according to university protocols. Makapelak said UOG COVID cases are reported through its website at uog.edu/COVID-19. After some slight delays, the FEMA team is now on Guam. Initially told to expect 20 personnel, it seems more have arrived and are ready to assist where necessary. KUAM's Daniel Perez reports.
With the FEMA team on island, Chief Public Health Officer Chima Mbakwam told KUAM how many arrived and what they will be tasked with.
We've been able to welcome the FEMA team that are on island to support the MAB treatment and vaccination sites. Currently, we have 27 of them to support the MAB treatment and the vaccines. For the MAB sites, we have a physician that has clinical oversight of all the teams.
Mbakwam gave a breakdown of the positions and where they are currently assigned and how long they'll be here.
For the MAB site, we have 2 nurse practitioners, 2 RNs, 3 LPNs, and 3 paramedics. And then for vaccination, we have a team at UOG that has 1 RN, and 10 EMTs, and 10 LPNs. And then there's also another team that will support the Micronesia Mall. We have 1 NP, 1 RN, and then 3 LPNs. They will be here till the 19th of October, and also we can extend for another 30 days, if it's still needed, which I think we can ask for.
The FEMA team has been helping administer the monoclonal antibodies and has increased treatment capacity greatly.
We've scaled up our ability to give out the treatment to more people. That is what has happened. So we've actually used our local resources, the GONG and the public health nurses supporting the clinics, to the point where we have a team from FEMA, HHS on ground, to continue that treatment.
Mbakwem confirms that there are other infusion sites that can be used, specifically at the Guam Regional Medical City.
GRMC has a tent already, and it was recommended that we can use that. But they already have the infusion center at GRMC. That was one of the places that we can have additional treatment sites if the need be.
Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
Direct deposit issues with all rice payments should be resolved by the end of today, according to Revenue and Taxation Director Daphne Shimizu. Shimizu said the department was made aware of issues with direct deposit payments late last week for some all rice payments filed through September 7th. The issues were not specific to any particular bank, but related to data transfers between DRT and the Department of Administration. Shimizu adds DRT did a check run for all A-status all rice applications filed through September 15. Shimizu tells KUAM DRT also printed checks for the second of 5 installments of advanced child tax credit payments last night. Once again, we invite you to voice your view on our social media with our daily question. Today's question was, who would you support as the next governor? Will it be Delegate Michael San Nicolas, Governor Leon Guerrero, or neither? You can write in a potential candidate you'd support too on our social media pages. We'll share some of your answers on the link tomorrow with Chris and Bree. Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
100% truck, 100% Jeep. Experience next-level off-roading on your new Jeep Gladiator, the most capable off-road midsize pickup truck crafted for adventure, equipped with best-in-class towing capacity, legendary 4x4 Jeep capability, and backed by Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Drive home in a 2021 Jeep Gladiator today, starting as low as $315 per paycheck during Jeep Adventure Days. Visit CarsPlusGuam.com to get pre-approved online today. Terms and conditions apply. Cars Plus, driven by you.
And instant prizes from Foot Locker and Burger King. Win the best-selling 2021 Toyota Corolla LE, the crossover SUV 2021 Toyota RAV4 LE, and the dynamic luxury SUV 2021 BMW X1. The more you shop, the more chance to win. In the Micronesia Malls, shop and win.
When making the new Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich, people asked how I felt about burger places selling fried chicken. I'd say that's none of my business. Just like making fried chicken is none of theirs. Get the new Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich. It's finger-licking good.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back to Guam's News Leader. In less than 24 hours, of all Guam schools will be required to submit their plans to public health on how they will begin random COVID-19 testing on campus. Here's the latest. Following the governor's mandate requiring COVID-19 testing in schools, Guam Department of Education Superintendent John Fernandez and his team are close to completing their plan.
Our report from our team is that we have about 85% of our plan, in the works, and they're going to work to finalize it. And of course, we're not going to want to share incomplete information at this point, other than to tell you that in our screening and testing plans, as I mentioned earlier on the radio, was that of course, our first area of focus is to ensure that we have a screening, a testing plan for our mandatory testing, which really involves our employees who require weekly testing, and then we will also then move from there to looking at what a random student testing plan might look like.
According to public health guidance, the plan must have a goal of randomly testing 10% of the student population in the first 90 days of implementation. According to Fernandez, parental consent is required, and DPHSS needs to provide more clarification to ensure GDOE isn't held liable should anything go wrong.
The authorizations that we are talking about for public health, we really are, going to be working with them to make sure that we have that formal authorization in writing in order to ensure that there isn't a lack of clarity about the authorization and under what authority our employees will be acting under in order to administer the public health guidance.
According to GDOE Deputy Superintendent of Operations Erica Cruz, 115 employees have been trained to administer the Abbott Rapid Binax test. All 41 public schools have a designated nurse, which means on average each school will have at least 3 staff total administering the tests. GDOE received some COVID test kits recently but needs more. Fernandez, meanwhile, assures stakeholders they won't be implementing the testing plan immediately. He plans to present the plan to stakeholders first. The Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association and the American Medical Center offered rapid testing for employees at the Hyatt Regency Guam this afternoon. KUAM's Hannah Devonzo has this report.
Based on Executive Order 2021-20, unvaccinated employees will have to be tested for COVID-19 once a week. Mary Rhodes is the president of the Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association.
This is just for surveillance testing, weekly testing. It's not for close contact or anyone who are symptomatic. We encourage everybody who has come in close contact or symptomatic to go to the public health site or a clinic.
Despite the new executive order, Rhodes has not seen a large number of people coming to get tested.
The other clarification with the mandate is that this really, the one here locally on the governor's EO 2021-19 through 2021-21, it really is only for covered establishments. So imagine it's all eating establishments, fitness centers, cruises, things like that, where people are actively eating or drinking. And so it's only for certain types of businesses. So right now, I think that the demand is low because there are only so many employees still working right now in those sectors or industry.
If you'd like to know your status, get tested for COVID at the free drive-through site at the Old Carnival Grounds in Tizan, Monday through Friday, 8 to noon. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Hannah Devonzo.
Thanks, Hannah. The GVB board today adopted a $17.4 million budget for fiscal year 2022, adding a $2 million carryover from the current year budget. The Bureau will have a total of $19.4 million to spend to try and resuscitate the tourism industry. More than half of the money, $10.3 million, will be spent on marketing to the 3 top markets, Japan, Korea, and Taiwan. Ahead of that, GVB Vice President Jerry Perez reported on the project arrivals for the next fiscal year.
We believe that a conservative estimate of 85,000 is possible, and an optimistic estimate of 130,000 would be possible under improving circumstances. And the industry feedback, however, is still like in excess of 200,000. So these are the bracket of arrival numbers that the board would need to finally decide on what to adopt.
The board also approved a quarterly review of the marketing budget allocation so that adjustments can be made throughout the year. A site dedication ceremony was held today for the Gold Star Memorial at Skinner Plaza. It will be built alongside the Purple Heart Memorial and will honor the families who lost a loved one in service to our country. Senator Joseph Augustine managed to fast-track a bill authorizing the use of the site, which was passed by the legislature just yesterday.
This has been a long time coming. Today, with the commitment of our governor and the legislature and the work of the planning team and the Woody Williams Foundation, this memorial will stand as a beacon of hope for peace in our world and for us here at home, and is our humble but dignified way of remembering our families and their children for their sacrifice.
The monument is funded by donations primarily from the Woody Williams Foundation. Williams was one of the Marines who stormed ashore during the World War II liberation of Guam. He is also the oldest surviving Medal of Honor recipient. After some 46 years, the Guam Election Commission began operating this morning at their new office in Tamunni. GSC is now located on the second floor of the Oka building on Farrenhall Avenue. Acting Executive Director Elizabeth Santos said in an exclusive interview with KUAM News that the move was smooth sailing.
The move has gone well for the most part. We got all our big pieces of furniture from GCIC out in 2 days with the help of movers, and everything else, all the little things that we can move ourselves, has been just moved up in our, into our new space. We are open to the public right now. We can register people to vote, and we can also help with any public officials turning in any document. So we have the basic functions of the office open, but we're still settling into the space.
The move from the GCIC building in Aganya allows the commission to save $27,000 in rent a year. GC hours of operations are weekdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They can be reached at 477-9791 or email vote@gec.guam.gov. The U.S. Department of the Interior's Office of Insular Affairs awards $1.5 million in fiscal year 2021 CIP grants to Guam. The funds are going to the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center for architectural and engineering fees for the Talafofo Cottage homes and for the renovation and construction of the New Beginnings Drug and Alcohol facility. DOI also announces Guam will be receiving over $1 million in Coral Reef and Natural Resources Initiative grant funds. Part of the money will go toward the Coral Reef Initiative and UOG for research and related efforts to control the rhino beetle. Sports is up next, and still to come, your Coastal Creamery Birthday Club.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
My barbecue bacon double cheeseburger, 2 100% beef patties, hickory smoked bacon, and award-winning barbecue sauce. Award-winning. Try my barbecue bacon double cheeseburger combo, only at Jack in the Box.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific. And that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving.
Director for the Pacific Rimfire Shootout. Let's talk about your background with shooting and a little bit about how you got involved with the sport.
My shooting background, so I've been around firearms since I was a kid. Growing up, I was always taught to view a firearm as a tool, not a toy. So with that, you need a proper training, education, to be disciplined, in order to safely handle a firearm. So keeping those keys in mind, that's how we kind of came up with the Pacific Rimfire Shootout. It's a great introductory to all levels of shooting, from, entry level youngers up to expert level shooters. This platform provides a great environment for that. It encompasses, I'd say, the basic marksmanship skills, So you have your bench rest, your standing, seated, prone, and kneeling. Those are all your basic positions. No run and gun, no moving targets, everything's static. It is timed, but the time limits are very forgiving, I guess. You have a lot of time to do everything.
Tell us when the event's going to take place and where it's going to be held.
So this event takes place on October 9th, and it is exclusively at Sportsland Shooting Range in Jigo. We average 12 to 15 competitors, and that covers a wide range of age groups. And as far as the format goes, point system is based on 100 points. Every challenge, there's 5 challenges. Every challenge has a 20-point possible earning. So every competitor will shoot all 5 challenges, and then your scores will be tallied up at the end. So really all that's required is a rifle and a box of bullets. About it. The best way to get a hold of us or get in touch or sign up would be through the website, PacificRimFireShootout.com. And if you're looking for more information or where to acquire a firearm or ammunition or anything like that, all the links to Guam's best sources are on that website as well.
Make sure to catch all your NFL action right here on the stations of KUAM. Monday, October 4th at 3 in the morning, NFL on CBS, KUAM TV 11. We have a doubleheader for you. Kansas City Chiefs at Philadelphia Eagles. Then at 6:25 in the morning, more NFL on CBS. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Green Bay Packers. Change the channel over to KUAM TV 8, 10:20 in the morning, NBC Sunday Night Football. Tom Brady going to be making his way back to New England as the Buccaneers take on the Patriots.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press Loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
Thanks for the Big Mac.
Yeah, thanks for driving.
Wait, what are we listening to?
Get it at McDonald's when you get 2 of your faves for just $6.
So you went to Mickey D's and didn't even... Man, that's wrong. But you're all right.
Get it at McDonald's when you get 2 of your faves for just $6.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
And before we close out the news tonight, it's now time to wish all those born on this beautiful day a happy birthday with Jason Salas.
All right, guys, say it loud and say it proud. Here we go. Happy birthday on this September 30th to today's birthday celebrants. And very fittingly, the first celebrant is named Genesis. Genesis Pangolinan celebrates birthday number 7 this year, and please enjoy your special day. And may all your birthday wishes come true. With love from Papa Alvin and Mom and Bert. Beauty Camacho, happy birthday to Beauty, a friend of ours, and we love you infinitely. Love your boys, Daz and Sterling, along with Mom, Dad, Keeks, Lucen, and Cassie, and your BFF sister, Coel. We hope Genesis and Beauty have the best birthdays ever. We're glad to have you as part of our island community and our island family. We wish you and your families the very best, and please have a happy and safe birthday.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday. That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Guahu si Isaiah Ugin. Thanks for watching. Good night and stay safe.